If you're a junk journal maker or a paper crafter of sorts, you are no stranger to envelopes. You probably have a stash of envelopes. You probably save junk mail envelopes and likely even pick them up at the thrift store or the dollar store. And I'm sure you actually make your own envelopes. But if this is a new concept to you, I want to show you just how simple it is to make your own envelopes. And the reason I want to show you is because it's a little more special than just your standard number 10 white envelope that you can buy. It's really nice to make your own envelopes, customize them, especially when you are given gift cards as a gift. If you can't, do you ever feel like it's a little bit of a cop-out that you didn't shop for a gift, you actually just got a gift card? Well, if you can personalize your own little envelope to the right size to fit your little gift card, I think that's one of the nicest ways to gift a gift card, is with a handmade envelope. So let me show you just how easy it is. All you're going to need is a ruler, some glue, maybe a corner rounder. You don't even need scissors. So you could use some scissors, but I'm going to show you just how simple and quick this is. Hi, it's Kathy from Raven Vintage. We're going to make some envelopes, and we are going to make a very simple envelope without having to use a tool like this envelope punch board. This is a lot of fun. I use it a lot, but I also like to make my own envelopes just with the method I'm going to show you that is so easy, so quick. So we're going to need a few things. We need some paper. Let me get this stuff out of the way. I want to decorate after. So we just need some paper. I just have regular copy paper or printer paper printed on one side, which is fine. And it's just like a regular 20-pound thin paper. For practicing, this is good. You could also use scrapbook paper if you like. But we're going to do some smaller sizes, so that's why I selected this. So I have a ruler, I have glue, scissors, and maybe a corner rounder. So basically, when you're making an envelope from scratch, you want to start with a square. Can I just show you something first? I wanted to show you the difference in these two pieces of paper here. These two here are printed on cardstock. But can you see the difference in the color, the saturation, the tone, I guess? It's the same page printed on the same cardstock. However, on my printer settings, just to try it, because it was thicker, I selected the setting for a premium matte, like presentation paper, thinking it might grab better knowing it's a thicker paper, but it really subdued the colors. And then this, my setting was just regular bright white paper, plain white paper. So look at the difference. Printer settings, if you have a printer, you really need to play around with your settings, both on your computer with the dialog printer box and on the printer itself if you have those options. So I was trying both. So this is nice too, because it kind of has like that polar hue, like blue gray look. I really like it, but I also like this one. So it depends on what you're doing. And here's another example. This same thing, same cardstock. This is the premium matte, and see how it's kind of a gray look compared to those pinks. So it's just a very different look, the way it came through. Again, I was doing a reel this morning, and look at the difference. You can see more detail as well. This is a little more muted. And here is another comparison. This heart to this heart. So this is a little more white. This is more warm tones. But I just thought that was interesting. Anyway, sorry to get off track. So let me just set those aside. And these we can use to decorate. Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3 different pieces of paper to practice with. So basically you want to start with a square. Now to square your paper, one very easy way, no matter what size you're starting with, it doesn't matter. but I will tell you what I'm starting with. This is 8.5 by 11, standard US letter size, but it doesn't matter if you have the a different size paper. Basically, all you need to do is pull your paper up so this is just at its corner and run it along the edge like that. This is where you would cut along this line here. That's the edge of that's your square. So you can cut or tear. I'm just going to tear, but that should give you a square. Did you know that? Now you have a square piece of paper. So that's one way. So this will be 8.5 by 8.5. We're going to do a couple of sizes. I've got my little trimmer here. I'd like to do a 6 by 6. It's another size I wanted to do. Again, just make sure your paper is square. So I'm just going to use my trimmer to get a piece that's 6 by 6. So there's 2 squares. Are you like me? Every time you cut something and your mind automatically goes to how you're going to use those scraps? Okay, so let's do that one, and let's see what we're going to do afterwards. Okay, so to make an envelope, you basically want to, you can do a white envelope as if you were going to mail it and have the colored, the printed side on the inside of the envelope. So when you open the flap of the envelope, it's colored if you were mailing it, but otherwise you could use double-sided paper too. Now some people, we want to do this motion right here. We want to meet these points in the middle. I have an issue with getting that lined up where it should go. So here's my little trick. I just line up one side of the square and pull out and do a little pinch. I'm not creasing the whole thing. I'm just doing a small pinch. And then I'm going to turn it and do this side, turn it once, same thing, little pinch in the middle. So I should have a little X. Do you see the little X there? I don't want to do it too much, but I don't want a bunch of creases in my paper, but that should give me my center point where to put these 2 points here, if that helps. If you can just do it without that little step, go for it. But I cannot. Let's put those down lightly. Okay, so bring your points together at the center, meeting them at the center, and then get a bone folder or the back of your scissors and burnish those down, crease those very nicely. Okay, here's where you're going to want your ruler. See where this meets and it meets here at those 2 points? We want to put the ruler at those 2 points, the bottom of your ruler. And then bring this point up to there, to the ruler. And then give yourself a little crease. Okay, now let me just get my bone folder, do that. Now, the next thing we want to use our ruler for, see this little, where the papers meet here, that little crook and that little crook? I want to use the top of the ruler, that might help. So at those 2 points, and then I want to fold this guy back. I'm just going to use my fingers to make myself a little crease. Now this we would fold the opposite way, and you should have a very straight line. Okay, and then your flap of your envelope, using the top of your ruler at those points, bring your flap down like that. Now you might want to adjust that so that it covers more, but basically that is the fold you need to make for your envelope. Now as for gluing, open it back up. You're going to want to glue this little flap down. I'll use this glue so you can see what I'm doing. So this little triangle, we want to glue him down. Okay, and then you want to glue along the sides and here. So along the side and here. But you don't want to glue on this colored part or the printed part, because then it would glue right to the back of the envelope, and we want the envelope to be open. There we go. So if you follow those guidelines. Now, one last step you can do is you can, this point right here, you can corner round that if you wish. Either with scissors, just trim it with your scissors, or a corner rounder. And that is it. That is a simple, easy to make envelope. How easy is that? So easy. Let's try it with a smaller size. Okay, so again with the points. I'm going to try it, but I'm going to see it without making my crease lines in the middle, but I'm going to see if I can do this and make it straight, but I don't trust myself because I don't know. Is this one over further than this? You know, I'm not going to. I can't. I just can't. Can't do it evenly. Maybe you can. You go for it. So I'm just doing a little pinch in the middle, going the opposite way. Little pinch in the middle, just to give myself a little X mark so I know where to fold these points to. That's the center. You could also measure, give yourself a little pencil line or something. I don't like measuring. I never like measuring. There we go. And again, so we want to first use the bottom of the ruler at this point and this point where the paper folds, so that we know how far to bring this guy up to. Okay. Then I'm going to use the bottom of the ruler and I'm going to this point and this there. That's just to fold this flat back. And again, if you can do it by eye, you go ahead, but I always get my my little lines wrong. Fold that backwards. Beautiful. Okay. And then I'm going to use my ruler, the top of my ruler at this point and this point, to fold my flap. Beautiful. The only glue you need to do is glue this little flap down. And then from the base of the envelope, we want to come glue here and here. Like that. And I'll try to keep it straight. And then here and here. Don't get glue on this triangle though, because it'll glue your envelope shut on you. Smooth that out a bit. So it uses very little glue, and I am just going to round that corner. There, so you could ink your edges, but aren't they darling? They're just super cute. So there's two little envelopes. So the finished size with the 6x6 is 4 1/4 by almost 3 1/4. And this one is approximately, just about 6 inches wide by 4 1/2. So this would fit a postcard size, like a standard 4x6 postcard, I would say. And then this is going to fit something smaller. So let's do one in between. So one was 8 1/2, and then I did a 6. So, this isn't going to cut 7 for me, is it? It only goes up to 6. Let's just measure this one then. Let's do one inside out too, so that you can see what I was talking about, like if you were going to pop it in the mail and you wanted an actual white envelope. So let's just, hopefully, let's get a 7-inch square this time. And let's go this way. There. To there. And I am just going to tear this. You can use your trimmer or your scissors, of course. Now this is cute because you could use this as your letter for the inside so it matches your envelope. Just give yourself a little tri-fold like that and you could write your letter on the back of that. Wouldn't that be cute? Okay, and then this way. Okay. Pinch. Opposite corners. Oops, no, I don't want corners. Well, you could do corners too, I guess. I just always do sides, but didn't really think about that. But you could do corner to corner to get your pinch. Let me try that. Corner, opposite corner. They both work. Because it's a square, they both work. Pinch in the middle. Either way, you get your square. Okay, so if I was going to go this way, trying to decide what's going to be the bottom. I think this will be the bottom. I didn't look at the other ones. I just started folding, so. But there's my center, and I'm going to hold out those two pieces down in the center with this finger so I can do this. Now, switch hands, do that. So again, this is a 7-inch square I'm starting with. Bottom of the ruler facing you at this juncture, straight across. Bring the bottom point up to the ruler, and then I want to come down to these 2 points where the paper meet and use the top of the ruler. Get it right this time. There we go. Give myself a little fold, and then I'm folding it the opposite direction. And then to get my flap, I'm going to use the top of the ruler again at these 2 points. Right there and there. There, I think that's about as basic as I can show you. That's how easy it is to make your own envelopes just out of regular paper. Again, you could be using like a thicker paper, like scrapbook paper. Oh, I was going to do this the other way, wasn't I? Didn't I say that? Let's do it white. And then I didn't do it. I didn't hear you. Who is screaming at me? Anybody? Let's just fold it backwards then. Let's just fold it backwards. There we go. There. There we go. Sorry about that. That even looks a little... No, that's fine. Okay, so glue the corner. This little flap down. And again, just that little side into here. Don't glue on top of this part, you just glue down because that'll glue your envelope shut. And then from that crease down, that's it. That's all you want to glue. And then close that up. Beautiful. It's not messy. Uses very little, says I. I would normally be using my Precision Bottle, my art glitter glue. Okay, so now you have an envelope that you could pop in the mail. You would glue your flap down, obviously, if you're going to mail that. And then, there we go. So it just looks like something you could address and put in the post. And we had this little piece. That's almost the perfect size, isn't it? So you could write your letter. Isn't that sweet? And that fits in there just perfectly. Glue's coming up. I love it. That is really cute. Okay. So sweet. So stinking cute. All right, well, there you go. There's 3 envelopes. I don't know if I had anything that I thought was going to fit in one of these. So this size, this is, what did I say? So that's just 4.75 almost by 3. Yes, that will fit in the 7 by 7 very nicely. That fits in there. And then this guy would fit nicely in this envelope. Very pretty. Very cute. Oh, is it? That's a little tall. Oh, it's a little tall, this heart, for this. So if you have this printable kit, that heart is just a little bit too tall. My glue didn't stick. This envelope's just, or this heart's just a little bit too big for this size. This was the 8.5 by 8.5. So you would need a 9 by 9 if you wanted to send this Valentine. But they are so cute. Oh my goodness, they're cute. This is a Valentine I wrote to myself, from me, to me. That fits in there nicely. Very nice. And then of course you can decorate your envelopes. You can, this kit here, there's 10 in the series. You can circle, I made these so that they cut with the circle punch real easy. Is it the 1.5 inch? Let me double check for you. I think this is, yeah, 1.5 inch. We'll just, let me just verify that for you, one sec. So you could use these. To make your seals for your envelope, kind of like a sticker. Is that the, I lied, look at, that's not right. Let's try 1 inch. This is a 1 inch punch. There we go. It's the 1 inch punch. What color do we like? Kind of like this 1924. A lot of my kits are like that, where I make the circles fit the punches at standard punch size, like especially the 2 inch punch that most people have. I try to make my punches, or my any medallions or anything in my kit, I try to make them so that they are easy to punch out on my printable kits. So we'll just write a little love note here. So in this kit here, the same one with the little rounds, the date rounds, I have some hearts with really faint lines on them. And of course, you could get your inks out and ink up the edges and make these, what is it Cindy says, vintageized? I forget, something like that. But write yourself a little Dear Valentine. Oh, my love. There we go. Write your little Valentine. Ink this up. You could seal your envelope. This, so cute. Let's decorate the front. These look like little washi tapes. They're little pieces of tape. So we'll just make that a little jaggedy. It's really cute. Come on, glue stick, cooperate. That's really pretty. Whisper. This one says sweet. And then we could address it. But there's all kinds of things you can do with your Valentines. You could put something on the outside. Some of these guys. Well, I'm not going to tell you how to decorate because you're going to have your own style, but I love these little labels too. Mon chéri. My love, mon amour, 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 mon amour. Amour, if you're French, tell me how to pronounce that. And then of course, even these little bits here looks, it's the vintage wallpaper. You can cut strips of that, actually like this is what I mean to tell you, to back your, as to make layers. What am I looking for? I'm looking for my tiny scissors, which I think my granddaughter might have scooped on me. Do you know what I mean? Like for layering things like this. So cute. This is what I meant. If you can cut straight lines, because Kathy can't. There we go. Something like that, but straight. That's cute. I like that. All kinds of things. But you could also fussy cut these roses, and then they could be like down here on the bottom of your envelope. That would be really pretty. Really pretty. There's some sort of a verse there. Yeah, lots of fun. Here's another. I didn't make this one, so I don't know what size that is, but let's see. Inch and a half. Let's just guess. Let's see how close I can get. I love collage sheets because you can pick something out. Like I can cut this off and use that somewhere too, like a tab or something. That would be a pretty tab. You could even fold that in half and make that into a tab. So collage sheets are the best. Oh yeah, look at that. And I did not make that as part of the vintage design. Just happens to be. That's neat. So that could be like your part of your stamp. Very cute. There are some of these designs do have vintage postage. Not the ones I have in front of me, but there's quite a few. So like I said, there's 10 in this series. So if you're like me and you don't have a Valentine and you're making your own Valentines for yourself, these, you could find these on my Etsy shop, put them in your shopping cart, and you could have them in minutes, download them, print them, and within 5 minutes you could be making yourself your own Valentine. Instead of sitting around waiting for Prince or Princess Charming, there you go. Have your very own. Make your very own. Who loves me more than me? Nobody. I love me. Okay, well, that's all I really wanted to show you today. If you make your own envelopes, if you would like a demonstration with the punch board, I'd be happy to do some of those as well to show you how to use that. I do have that punch board listed in my Amazon storefronts. It's very handy. I use this for other things as well. This is what you end up with after you start with a square. See, you have your square, and then these are the punches you make, and then there's a corner rounder at the back as well. But it has this wonderful grid here that tells you whatever your letter or your card size is. This is the size of, like, that's the first column in each of these. The first column, whatever size you want to finish with, like whatever size you want your card to be. It tells you what size of paper to start with, and then it tells you where to score, where to start. So where you would start with your paper. Get one. It tells you where up here to start. So if you start at the 2-inch line, or if you start at the 3, and then you score along the score line, punch, and then you just turn, punch, score, turn, punch, score, all the way around until you get this. And then it just folds up like we made it. But this is not necessary, but it is a really great tool. If you're interested, check that out. It's affordable. It's and like I said, you can use it for other things too. One thing I do use it for, when I have signatures in my journal and I have a pocket. Check this one. when I make pockets by folding scrapbook paper, it gets a little bulky. Yep, right there. So see this hole I've punched there? It removes some of the bulk when this is folded in half, like when the journal's closed. And then, I don't know if you can see that, but there's also a divot there that I punched. I actually used this to do that. So I open up the pocket, fold this in half, I punch that, fold it back the other way. And that's another, actually I probably use the punch board for that at times, more for that purpose than anything else. So it's handy. It's just, it's handy. I like it. Okay, well, I hope you make some envelopes, and I hope you realize just how simple that is. If you have never tried this before, give it a go. Like I said, you just need to basically start with a square, and then I think you will see just how simple it is. And try some both ways. And like I said, this is just regular copy paper, so try it with thicker paper, magazine sheets, book pages. Book page envelopes are really pretty, especially when you make the little tiny ones. Really pretty, because they are such a cute thing to add to a journal page, to put your teeny tiny little ephemera in, or even just cut out a little word, like a little sentiment, a small sentiment you could put in like one of these in a teeny tiny envelope on your journal page. So adorable, just to have the interactive bit with the flap opening. So yeah, give that a try. So hope you have a great day. I'm going to try to make a tab out of this. So take care, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.